All right, traders, it is time to prepare to trade the best setups at the best prices. I just had my best day of April. I ended up making 25 trades in total, 20 wins, 5 losses, a little bit over 18K in profit. With that being said, I'm going to be recapping some of the trades, but I'm going to try to keep the focus on how to prepare to trade the best setups at the best prices heading into tomorrow. Let's get straight into the analysis. So in terms of Trader Society, we had another phenomenal day as a group, as a whole, as a collective. As you can see right here, in terms of the pulls, we had 38 green today, only 6 red. In terms of the last time we traded, 45 green, 16 red. And in terms of Top G, man, I got to give a big shout out to Top G because he absolutely is crushing it within the pulls, 55 green, 3 red. In terms of the main trades, we're going to be recapping the trades towards the end of this video. Let's quickly start off with the new price action analysis update. So in terms of the SPY, one thing that I want you to keep note of is if we do end up selling back off tomorrow, I think it's going to be a good idea to potentially be dip buying calls. And in terms of the levels where I'm interested in dip buying calls, it's going to be the low 411s right here towards this 411 support with a tight stop. And then if I get stopped out, I will be looking to hit calls towards this $410 range. I personally think those two key support levels are going to be great dip buying opportunities heading into tomorrow. So that is something that I will keep an eye on. Now, in terms of what you need to understand and the levels that we're at, we are back towards the high end, the top end of the resistance channel. SPY is trading at 413.94. That's the closing price. So that's going to be make or break resistance, 413.94. If you see a roof, a resistance level, it's struggling at this 414 level, right? You see it's reacting as a hard resistance throughout any time of the day. You're going to want to be hitting puts at 414, and you're going to want to be aiming for like 413 to 412.50. That would be the overall profit targets on that. So that'd be my main idea. Now, in terms of other levels that I need you to be aware of, if 414 continues to hold up, I am seeing on the chart history where this can potentially break out a little bit before selling off, but overall try to be setting up for another bull trap. Key levels that I want you to keep an eye on are going to be 415, and then the next level above that is 416.50. And the next level above that would be, 417 to 418.20 zone, right? Overall, if 414 reacts as a support, I'm going to be looking to hit puts above 416. That would be my main level above 416. So very, very simple. So basically looking for put opportunities, for short opportunities in between the range of that 416-ish. If 414 reacts as a strong roof, I'll try that with a very tight stop. The stop would be 414.40 on that. And then in terms of if we do have a massive sell-off, I will be looking for call opportunities personally towards today's lows, which was at 411.10, 411.30, 411.10. I'm looking to hit calls. If I get stopped out, I'm looking to get back in towards 410s. That's my overall ideas. That's my overall prices that I'm interested in trading at. So 416 above, interested in puts. 414 is make or break resistance. If we see it react as a strong roof, I'll scalp puts with a stop at 414.30. And then my main idea in play for calls is to hit today's lows towards 411.30. If stopped out, then 410. Very, very simple plans, trading both ways, right? And like I said, we could see a break above 414. So if I do end up doing that, there has to be a strong roof, a strong bearish confirmation, and I will keep a tight stop at 414.30, and I will look to get back in above 416. That would be the plan from there. So if we were to be talking best prices, I would say puts above 416 and then calls towards 411.30. If stopped out, then calls at 410. That's what I believe in. Those are my trading plans heading into tomorrow. I'll be looking confirmations on the calls on the key levels. I'll be looking for support, bullish confirmations, bullish 30 minutes. And then in terms of the puts, I'll be looking for strong roof, strong resistance, bearish confirmations. I don't think it's going to be 100% easy money at this 414 level for puts. So I would need a strong bearish confirmation to even consider. The more easy money would be towards that 416 because like I said, early this week, I can see another breakout, but it's likely going to be a fake out like this where it just sells back off, right? So that's my overall thoughts. That's my overall analysis. And I do believe calls would be a gift towards 411.30 based off of everything that I'm seeing. Now, let's just quickly discuss some of the price action, some of the key levels on the SPY in terms of some of the trades that I did end up taking, right? We're not going to be going over all of them. So these were super quick scalps from the ones that I can remember. Let's just kind of go over the ones that I feel would be the most educational value for someone who's watching this video. So in terms of the reason for puts, let's take a look at this, man, because this plan was 100% spot on and this was brilliant. If we go to the key levels section within Trader Society, you can visually see right here at 4 a.m. when the stock market opened, I said SPY will likely crash today, which it did. It crashed in the morning, and I'm going to be focusing on shorting the key levels. And my key level to short was the pre-market highs, and then I was looking to scale in if it goes above the pre-market highs, right? So in terms of the pre-market highs, the pre-market highs was right here towards this 413.80 level. I did end up hitting puts a little bit below the pre-market highs towards this 413.20 lower high levels with these bearish confirmations on the 30-minute. So I had some nice trades on puts using that pre-market plan. Now, when this actually went back up to the pre-market highs, I wasn't hitting puts. I was hitting calls. I did not get killed in this massive short squeeze from 411 to 414. I was hitting calls mainly throughout this whole thing. So I'm glad I didn't get wrecked on that. But that trade idea worked out nicely to hit puts towards the beginning for the sell-off towards the pre-market highs. It was nearly at pre-market highs, so I hit some towards the top here. That worked out very, very nicely. In terms of some other trades that I ended up taking, it had a lot to do with 30-minute candles, man. Every single trade I made today was based off of a 30-minute bullish pattern. Let me show you some patterns that we ended up using. So in terms of SPY, take a look at SPY right here. This 30-minute pattern was able to prevent me from getting caught up in doing puts towards the lows, right? So I knew SPY had a ton of support at $410 and $411 with big upside potential to 414 into the close, right? So I studied the history, right? I studied this history from Friday, and I noticed we can have a major bear trap into the close if it gets this low, which it did end up getting this low. And if you could just see the overall comparison, this was nearly identical to Friday's price action. If you just visually look, we had the morning sell-off towards pre-market highs, we had the morning sell-off towards pre-market highs, then we had the very nice short squeeze right before the market closes, nearly the same prices. Truly incredible, right? So in terms of bullish confirmation on the 30-minute chart to hit calls, this was my confirmation. So right here, you can visually see the SPY, right? So if you take a look at the SPY right here, it formed a bullish 30-minute candlestick. You got a nice bottom wick right here. And then you can see it did the same thing, a bullish 30-minute candlestick, nice wick right here. And that happened towards the end of the day, towards the same price, and it hit new lows, So when I saw that, I said, this is bullish. This is very, very bullish. The same pattern, the same history is repeating itself. So I kept on hitting calls. I hit calls about 3 times. I hit calls at the exact low at one point today. I hit calls towards the middle, and then I hit calls towards the top, and I even banked on towards the top, saying this would go to 414, which it did, and I sold into the rip to the close. Had a crazy trade on that, right? So I took advantage of this 30-minute bullish pattern that was setting up, right? Very, very simple pattern. Basically, when I get this 30-minute bullish confirmation, on the next 30-minute candle, I will look to scalp calls 2 to 3 times on the dips, every time it has a dip in this 30-minute, every time it has a dip in this nice 30-minute, and I would sell the rip. And you could just visually see it had a nice, strong, big green candle, and the same thing happened. It had a nice, strong, big green candle. And then what happened after that? Well, once this closed strong and bullish, literally identical past hour, right? Same timing, same prices. What did it do? It continued to go higher. On the next 30 minutes, it pushed higher. On the next 30 minutes, it pushed higher. And then even after that, it went overall higher. So due to the 30-minute patterns, due to the 30-minute chart, due to Friday's patterns and price action, I was able to avoid getting squeezed in puts, and I took advantage of 3 call opportunities within that. So those are the overall main trades, man. Basically, these bullish patterns that I'm showing you, I made multiple trades within these 30-minute candles with the expectation that they were going to be bullish. So whenever I saw a nice dip towards a key previous resistance level that already had broken out, that's where I look to entering calls. When it retraces back to the previous resistance level that had a breakout, buy the dip, should react to support, continue to trend up, right? I did that multiple times within this 30-minute time frame, and I took advantage of that bullish trend, right? Within a 30-minute candle, you can make about 2 to 3 very solid trades if it's a bullish candle, and then same thing if it's a bearish candle on puts, right? So I kept doing that with calls, and it was very, very nicely done. And then I took advantage of the put opportunities, right? In terms of Friday, when you had this first red bearish candlestick, it continued to drop, took advantage of puts as it was continuing to drop, right? Take a look here. This is nearly the same pattern. You have this bearish trend reversal candlestick. You have this bearish trend reversal candlestick at the same price. What does it do next 30 minutes? It pushes a little bit higher. It pushes a little bit higher on the opening. Then it sells off. Took advantage of puts on this spike, right? It's truly incredible what you can do within trading SPY if you use 30-minute candlesticks the right way. My favorite time frame personally is the 1-minute chart and the 30-minute chart. I like a super micro for my scalps, and then I like the perfect balance of a macro, which is highly predictable in my opinion. And the perfect balance for a macro where you hold it for a tiny bit for a scalp would be the 30-minute time frame. I've tried 1 hour, I've tried 2 hour, I've tried 4 hour. The 30-minute time frame is the absolute best, and it's going to give you a good read on where the next 30 minutes is going if it's at a key level. You see a key pattern. For example, this is a key pattern. Red bearish trend reversal in the middle, red bearish 30-minute trend reversal in the middle. Same price, same time. Okay, well, what happens in the next 30 minutes? Next 30 minutes, it spikes a little bit above the closing. That's your key confirmation to buy puts. Spikes a little bit above the closing right here. That's your key confirmation to buy puts. It's truly incredible on how well that history repeats itself. And then you can even see right here, it's at a key level, it's at a key time. Bullish 30-minute green candle. What happens next? Massive green bullish 30-minute candle. So in a sense, what I'm doing is I'm utilizing 30-minute patterns. I'm capturing patterns in trends in real time, but you have to wait for these key levels to hit. You have to wait for these candlesticks to look a certain way. You have to wait to identify a pattern, and these patterns can be identified very, very far throughout the chart. You can identify 30-minute candlesticks very, very far. You can go all the way back here and see if there's some sort of pattern with the candlestick, right? I'm basically looking for some sort of key support or key resistance level, and then I want the candlestick to appear a certain way throughout the history. And then whatever the history says, so for example, right here, history says bullish 30-minute pin towards new lows, bullish 30-minute pin towards new lows, same time, similar price, same candle, and then it skyrockets, right? So when I see that happening in real time as a trader, it's my job, my responsibility to capture those trends. And that's what I do. So you got to ask yourself, man, those two easy money opportunities that I just pointed out with puts and calls, did you see that? Did you take advantage of that? That's what we do within Trader Society. Every single day, we take advantage of these 30-minute trends, these 30-minute patterns, and we make a couple scalps within the favor of those 30 minutes, 2 to 3 scalps, and we do very, very well within those 30 minutes, right? And you could just call it for the day after the first 30-minute win, after 2 or 3 trades within that 30 minutes. But I just kept on going, man, because it was just so predictable, and I was doing so well trading these 30-minute candlesticks. So that's what I would recommend for you to do. I would start aligning your trades with history to repeat itself. I would wait for something to develop. I would wait for a key level to hit. I would wait for some sort of bullish or bearish 30-minute candlestick on the 30-minute candle. When it closes, trade the next one based off the pattern that you see. Now, the 30-minute chart is not always going to give you the right direction. It's not always going to have a pattern. There's not always going to be a clear trade on the 30-minute. So when you see that, you must sit on the sidelines and not trade. And you want to avoid the middle as well. You want to wait. Wait to trade the best setups at best prices. Wait to trade an accurate pattern. Wait for something so perfect, right? You want to see what perfect is. Look at this. You have a red 30-minute. You have a red 30-minute. So look at this, right? Trend reversal, red 30-minute in the middle. Trend reversal, red 30-minute in the middle. What does it do? Sells off. Well, where do we get in? We know it's going to sell off. Where do we get in? Well, last time it spiked above the closing price. So when it starts spiking above the previous closing 30-minute, you sell into the spike. When it looks bullish, you buy the puts into the spike. When it looks bullish, because you're trading a specific pattern, a specific trend, you get the best price. Right here, bullish 30-minute candlestick, bullish 30-minute candlestick, new lows, bullish 30-minute candlestick, new lows. Where was the bottom? The bottom on the next 30 minutes when it closes was at the closing price. It dropped back to the closing price. That was the bottom. Oh, would you look at this? It bottomed a little bit higher, right? So don't nickel and dime it, but get good entries, right? It says right here, it's going to try to bottom towards closing price. It bottomed slightly above the closing price, but you get the idea. You get the theory, right? So that's what I would focus on, man. Focus on highs and lows towards the channels. Avoid the middle. Focus on bullish and bearish 30-minute patterns. Wait for something to develop. Wait to trade the best setups at the best prices. And if there's nothing there in the 30-minute, then avoid it. Just avoid it. So with that being said, I'm going to be signing off. If you do want to be a part of Traders Society, it is going to be the first link down below in the description. I'm telling you guys, we have people every single day, every single week who are getting results, man. It is truly incredible. Let me give some shout out to Amber making over like $2,700 in profits. Shout out to Mike doing very, very well on the SPY percentage wise. Shout out to Rogine, 18% profit. Shout out to the members within Trader Society, man. We are absolutely crushing it. If you want to join, if you want to be a part of the team, it is the first link down below in the description. You will get lifetime access for a one-time fee. Everything is explained down below, the first link in the description. As soon as you join, it's lifetime access. You can start trading when it's live tomorrow at market open. I will see you guys till then. It's the first link down below in the description.